English with Deck.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, what a glorious day it is here. Now, as I have mentioned before, another weather introduction. Wow, okay. You guys will be experts on meteorology soon enough. No. As I've mentioned before, the weather where I live can be a little erratic. Usually nothing too unpredictable, but not so stable as inconsistent sunshine or consistent rain, at this time of year. Anyway, just yesterday was absolutely tremendous. The rain was. I thought I thought I was going to need to build a boat to live on. I thought I was going to have to become a person who lives on a houseboat. No. Exaggeration, a big exaggeration. Now, today is an absolutely beautiful day. I have dropped my eldest daughter off at school. At the bus stop to go to school. Today is the first day she will go to the study class after school. So, me and my wife, we've got faith in her, but she does now have to cross the roads and get there safely with no incident, So hopefully, of course, fingers crossed, it goes well. I might try and sneak away from my jobs at about 2-ish to go and see if I can spot her crossing the road, the busy road, that is. Anyway, I'm sure she'll be fine. Anyway, dropped my eldest daughter off at the bus stop, then went and dropped my youngest at nursery, and now I am currently driving back home through the beautiful countryside around where I live. I'll just describe what I'm going past. I'm currently going past a little reservoir, a little lake, where water comes from into our taps. Driving through a little valley. The mountains on either side of me are covered in trees. It's beautiful and green. It's lush. It's a great way to look at it. And then I'm now rising up out of the valley a little bit onto the main road. And looking to my left, I can see some rice fields and rice fields. And what's that? Oh, and there's like some construction yards, which would be, where construction companies keep their materials and their machines, etc. So quite rural, and then it's very flat in this part where I am now. I've just come out of the valley, that's why. And surrounded by very traditional houses. There's no new builds around here. Very beautiful, absolutely stunning scenery. On a day like today, the world looks beautiful. It looks like a pleasant day creates pleasant thoughts, that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm now driving into the town centre a little bit. I say a little bit, I'm getting into the town centre, should I say. I'm getting into the town centre. So it's starting to get a little bit busier. But where I live, it's very rarely traffic jam level busy, but it's getting more built up now, so there's more shops. I'm going past a petrol station now, a car dealership. I've just gone past the people in the mechanics garage doing their morning taiso, which means it's a Japanese word for morning workout. They'll do like a little stretch before work. Really good. I used to do that at my old company. It gets you going. It gets the blood pumping. It's just a quick ish, with the arms kind of thing, swinging the arms. Anyway, going past some shops now. What's this one? A bento shop. Not been to this bento shop. For those of you who are not aware, a bento shop is a lunchbox shop. Bento is the word for lunch box. There's some really good shops that sell it cheap and cheerful. Quality is pretty good. Can't complain. Now going past some ramen shops and a massage therapy, a karaoke bar. Then there's some like drugstores or pharmacies, depending where you're from. Slight difference in nuance, but anyway, that's fine. And then, yeah, going past what's this one? Oh, it's the police license centre. Yeah, where you get your license when you have to renew it or whatever. More ramen shops, a phone shop. As you can tell, it's getting more commercial, where more money is spent. And now I'm not right in the town centre, going past the electrical shop, and it's very open. It's not very urban, really, but it's becoming more built up. And then to my left, I can't see them, but it's the middle and elementary schools just over there, behind some more shops which I'm going past. And that brings me perfectly, to shopping. Now, in this day and age, more so than ever, spending money can be a little bit of it might not always be the most attractive idea that comes across our minds. If you look anywhere in the news, you will see people are spending less, costs are going up, wages are not increasing, all that sort of stuff. And it does really make you think, how much are you spending? Do you need to be spending that much? Can you spend that much? These are all questions which we need to ask ourselves, more so than ever. And, it's really difficult sometimes to budget properly, what with daily essentials. So, of course, we've got our food shopping for the week, we've got our toiletries and stuff like that, essentials. And then you've got the non-essentials. Maybe buying drinks when you're out and about. Not necessarily alcohol, but like buying a coffee from the coffee shop or the convenience store, buying some sodas, some pops, should I say. Or eating out in general. I used to do it a lot. I've really tried to rein that in, bring it in, reduce the amount of things I buy when I'm out. We don't really eat out that much anymore. I mean, a big reason for me not eating out so much is partly because of having a young child, a young baby, as well as an older kid, a 6-year-old. But having a baby when you're eating out can make it a bit stressful, and so there's no need really. But definitely, I'm eating out partly because of trying to budget better because of the cost of living, as is everyone else. And I think, not just with shopping, but these small subscriptions. We are living in a subscription service period, It is the era of subscription services. Netflix, Disney, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. And there's the food ones, there's loads, there's so many. And then that really brings me to do we need all these extra things? Do we need them all? Well, to a degree, no. And to a degree, yes. It's not really such a simple one-word answer, I mean, sure, can you survive without your coffees and your eating out and stuff like that? Sure. But sometimes it is nice just to give yourself a little treat. So I personally believe, as much as I am trying not to eat out, as much as I'm trying not to buy, say, water and stuff when I'm out and about, I could just bring it from home. Occasionally, let's say once a week, I do allow myself just to buy a little milkshake or a coffee when I'm out. Because I feel that, I can enjoy without, of course, but I feel it's good to treat yourself occasionally. Reward yourself. Self-reward system. And then that brings me to the slightly more complicated complicated topic of subscriptions, Again, can we survive without them? Absolutely. Does it make life more difficult? It can do. And it is slightly ironic because obviously most of you listening will be using a subscription here. So it does beg the question, do we need these subscriptions? And the answer is simply no. But there is a big but there. Do they make our lives easier? yes, in moderation. And that is the key point there, moderation. You know, moderation is a word which really does not get used enough in life, I think. And quickly going back to subscriptions before continuing with moderation, moderating the amount of subscriptions you use is never a bad idea. You know, do you really use Disney, Amazon, Netflix, I don't know what else, some taxi app, something like that, let's say 6 subscription services, do you really use them all? I'm going to guess no. In my personal experience, we actually got rid of Netflix fairly recently, yeah. Because we realised we just did not use it, so we just stuck with Disney Plus. Partly because it has a very good English media section, and also foreign language section, non-English, should I say. And then obviously we have Amazon Prime, and with those two, it's absolutely not an issue. Now, I am not a cinephile sort of thing. I'm not a movie connoisseur by any means. So for me, getting rid of Netflix was not a big issue, really. But you know, just deciding, do I need this? Is it worth it? Is it worth the extra $10 a month, the 2,000 yen a month, the 15 euros a month? You know? So yeah.